Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Jetta, and today we're talking about a topic that can feel especially heavy this time of year: grief during the holidays. If the holiday season feels bittersweet or even painful to you, know that you're not alone. For many, this time of year can just bring up memories, longings, and deep feelings of loss. So, in this video, I want to guide you through some of the common experiences around holiday grief, provide a few tools using the ACT model I created, acknowledge compassionate companionship, tool or talk, and also offer practical ways to help you and your loved ones navigate this season with a little bit more ease and grace. So, as we begin, let's talk about why grief can feel so much more intense around the holidays. When everyone around us seems focused on joy, togetherness, and celebration, our grief can feel isolating and maybe even wrong. But the truth is, it's completely normal to feel the weight of loss more deeply during this season. Think about it: holiday traditions, family gatherings, and even holiday music can serve as powerful reminders of who or what we've lost. These triggers can bring our grief right back to the surface, even if it's been years. So if you find yourself feeling just different waves of sadness, grief, or even numbness, know that it's okay. Grief doesn't have a finish line. It's something that ebbs and flows, sometimes unexpectedly. So, using the first step in our ACT model, acknowledge your feelings. Give yourself permission to feel whatever comes up without judgment. Whether it's sadness, longing, or even a sense of numbness, acknowledging your feelings without pushing them away is one step, often the first step towards healing. The next thing is, let's address some common questions and mistruths about grief, especially those we might feel more pressure to kind of get over during the holiday season. Sometimes we hear these ideas about grief that can make us feel like our experience isn't valid, or maybe we're grieving incorrectly. So I want to clear up some of those misconceptions, and let's see if we can do that together. It was so long ago. Should I still be grieving? So this is one myth we often hear, is that grief should end at a certain point, but grief doesn't follow a timeline. It's not something you simply get over. Instead, it's something that becomes a part of who you are. So if it's been years and you still feel that ache, remember there's nothing wrong with you. This is a part of your journey. Just keep acknowledging your feelings as they are without the pressure of a deadline. I didn't know the person very well. Am I still allowed to feel this? Grief can touch us even when the connection wasn't close. This could be because they're a distant relative, estranged, a public figure, or maybe even someone that you didn't know personally, but that you admired. Your grief is still valid. Remember, grief isn't about how close you were, but how meaningful the connection felt. I'm grieving a relationship, not a death. Is that still grief? Absolutely. Grief is not exclusive to death. The end of a relationship, a significant change, or a loss of identity can feel just as heavy. Acknowledge that grief can take many forms, and yours is worthy of compassion. So, let's talk about some ways to care for yourself during this time. When you're grieving, self care can feel challenging, impossible, but creating small rituals of care can make a big difference. So, I want to talk about bringing the ACT model, specifically talk or tool. These are some small practices or conversations that can help lighten the load of grief. Will it still be present? Yeah, but lightening the load means that we have companions along the way. So let's use the ACT model to kind of help us think about how we might want support during this time. So the A is acknowledge. Start by simply naming what you're feeling. Are you sad, frustrated, lonely, longing, maybe relieved? By naming these feelings, you're allowing yourself to process them without judgment. Compassionate companionship. Consider connecting with a compassionate companion, someone who understands and can be there to listen. Maybe just be present with you. This could be a friend, a family member, or even a support group. The T is talk or tool. And these are where honoring rituals can come in. You can choose to take action by creating a small ritual to honor your loved one. This could be something as simple as lighting a candle in their memory, cooking a meal they loved, or writing a letter to them. These actions can be powerful ways to acknowledge your love and feel connected to their memory. Again, these are just some examples. Feel free to create your own, especially ones that honor you, your unique traditions, your family, your loss. Another way to navigate holiday grief is to establish meaningful rituals. Rituals can bring comfort and maybe even a sense of connection when we feel our loved one's absence. So let's explore a few simple yet powerful rituals that you might find helpful. As a caveat, everything is optional. You give yourself permission to engage, to disengage, to change your mind. So here are just a couple that may be helpful. Honoring someone's memory can be a grounding way to integrate your grief into the holiday season. So, again, I'm going to share just a few ideas. They're not exhaustive by any stretch of the imagination, but if you're kind of stuck on what rituals might mean, this can help get you started. So, memory ornaments. Hang an ornament on your tree in their honor, or make a memory box with items that remind you of them, or maybe your relationship together. Lighting a candle. Take a quiet moment to light a candle, sit with their memory, perhaps a song or a prayer or hymn or poem that feels right to you. Writing a letter. So, writing a letter to them, sharing your thoughts and maybe updates on your life. These small rituals can help you feel close to them and bring a sense of peace to your heart. Always reminding you that grief can look different for kids, for individuals, for adults, especially around the holidays. While they may not have the words to express their feelings, kids can still feel the absence and sadness that loss brings. So, I want to talk just very briefly about some ways to support children in their own grief journey. So, when it comes to kids, it's important to keep things simple and open. They may express grief differently, sometimes through changes in their behavior, play, or even withdrawal. Here's some few ways to help them navigate grief. Again, acknowledge. Encourage them to talk about their feelings and memories and let them ask questions. Kids need the chance to process in their own way. Compassionate companion. Provide comfort by keeping some holiday traditions like routines that can help kids feel secure. Kids thrive on stability and predictability. Tool or talk. Creative rituals. Kids often process through play or creative activities, so involve them in rituals that help them express their feelings. They could draw pictures, create ornaments, write a story about their loved one, create a dance, help prepare the table. These activities allow them to express grief in a way that feels natural to them. So, if you're not grieving personally, but you want to support someone who is, being a compassionate companion is one of the best things you can do. Let's talk a little bit about what it means to be there for someone who's grieving during the holidays. Grief can feel isolating, incredibly isolating and lonely, and the presence of a compassionate companion can make all the difference for someone who's grieving. So, if you want to support someone, I want you to remember just a few key things. You ready? All right. Again, acknowledge, recognize their grief without trying to fix it. A simple, I'm here for you goes a long way. Compassionate companion. Offer to be a listening ear. Let them share memories, even if it's the same story they've told over and over and over again. Let them talk about their loved one or express whatever is on their heart. The key here is without judgment and without moving them to a different place. Tool or talk. Ask how you can best support them. But remember to not assign them another task. I want you to think of some things that you believe or understand they may need. Everyone's needs are different. Sometimes they may want company, and other times they may need space. Just letting them know you're there, however they need, is a powerful gift. And so come with ideas, right? Would you like for me to bring you dinner? Would that be okay? Would you like for me to sit with you? Again, as we close, I want to remind you that grief is not a burden. It's a testament to your capacity to love deeply and fully. The holiday season can be really tough, but it's also an opportunity to honor your grief and keep your loved ones close in spirit. I want to leave you with an affirmation. I want you to take a few deep breaths as you listen to the following words. Your grief is a reflection of the love you've shared, and it's okay to carry that love forward in whatever way feels right for you. As we end today, I want to share another affirmation that I hope brings you comfort. My grief is a reflection of my love, and it's okay to honor both. I'm allowed to feel my feelings, to remember, and to move forward at my own pace. My journey is unique, and I'm exactly where I need to be. If this resonates with you, take it with you through this season and let it remind you that your feelings are valid, your memories are precious, and healing is not about letting go, but about carrying forward with love and grace. If you're finding this season difficult, please know that you don't have to go through it alone. My book, along with other resources, are available. So my book, The Gift of Grief, is available as a resource to walk you through this journey. If you need more support, reach out, connect with our community, and remember, you are not alone. Take good care of yourself.